Hey guys, welcome to the first official how-to episode on Monica Says. We shot the introduction video last night and I've been home with my kids today and I have thought about so much stuff I want to tell you all. But I'm going to break it down into how to introduce new foods. So forgive me, I've got my trusty notepad here and I'm not going to read to you guys, but I got my points that I don't want to skip anything that I think is really crucial. So one of the first things that I want to tell you is that when you're ready to introduce new foods, let your kids know what's up. Just say, hey guys, we're going to start eating some new foods, or we're going to start eating some new foods. And we're going to try one new thing today. And this is very exciting because we're going to get to find some new favorites. So kind of give it a positive spin. You don't want to be negative Nelly about this whole thing because you want it to be exciting. I don't know about you, but I love to try new foods, go to new restaurants and things like that. So we want to give the kids a heads up. We want to be excited about it and kind of include them in your plans, especially depending on if they're a little bit older. So you can ask them, is there something that you want to try? And then maybe find a recipe together or go to the grocery store together and include them. And I think that makes it more interesting for them. Let's see here. My next point is, don't ask your kids if they want to try something new. So you can tell them, we've planned to have this new food this week. And when you present it to them, say, okay guys, this is what we're going to have for dinner tonight. You're not asking your child's permission. You have to remember you are their parent. It is okay for you to tell them that this is what we're going to have, that mom's not a short order cook, and we're all going to have this meal. So let them know that you're the authority figure and that you've planned this meal and you have included them possibly in the plans, and then just go for it. Say, this is what we're going to have. I would give them a very small portion of it so they don't look at it and they're overwhelmed possibly, especially if it's something that they've never really seen before. So I would say I would do anywhere from 2 to 3 bites. And I would put it on their plate and I would give them small portions of the other things that you're eating. So say for example, you normally have, I don't know, sauteed chicken and some sort of starch, but you've been lacking in the vegetable department. You would go ahead and give them just a couple bites of that vegetable, and then what we do with our kids is we say, after you've cleaned your plate, and I know for some people they think, oh no, my kid's going to be an overeater if I make them clean their plate. I'm talking about 3 bites of 3 different things. That's 9 bites. So your kid's still going to be hungry after they eat that. So put the portions out. When you've cleaned your plate, you can have seconds of whatever you want. This is kind of how we do in our house. And I am not a dietitian. I am not a physician. I'm just a mom who's found some creative ways to get my kids to become better eaters. The other thing I want to say is you're going to need to be prepared for them to throw a fit, possibly, especially if they're toddlers. And you need to be prepared for how you're going to handle that ahead of time. Because if you have a plan, then you're typically going to succeed. But if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail, if you've heard that before. It's a great saying. So already decide ahead of time, what am I going to do if they pitch a fit? And that's a call you have to make as their parent. You have to decide how big of a nutritional gap you feel like your child has, and what's kind of worth the, I don't want to say fight, but sometimes it is. What is important to you? How important is it to you that they start eating more healthy foods? So you kind of have 2 choices. Either you just give in and you keep doing what you've been doing and letting your child make the call on their dietary needs, which you would never do with anything else. You don't let them decide their medical care. You don't let them decide if they're going to go to school. So you can see I'm really passionate about this. Why would you let what they eat that fuels their body and feeds their cells and develops their brain, they need you to be their parent. They need you to say, this is what we're going to have. So you can either give in and be back at square one, except it's going to be even harder the next time because they're going to think, oh, if I just get upset, then mom or dad will give in. So you don't really want to do that. You're watching these videos. You want to learn how to get your family to eat healthier. So something that's worked really, really well for us is even when they kind of push the plate away. We've even had our toddlers like throw the plate in the floor. If you have toddlers, you know, you've been there. You've seen the bad, the good, the bad, and the ugly at the dinner table. So you can, hey, we mop our floors pretty regularly at our house. I've picked it right back up, put it on the plate, and set it in front of them and said, you can have more mashed potatoes or whatever it is they want when you finish what's on your plate. And you know what, guys? They'll do it. They will do it. It's like people think it's a miracle, but if you stick to it, they'll do it. There have been occasions where they've just completely refused to eat. They've taken a few bites of the thing they want, and then they've just been like, nope, we're done. And we have decided that with 4 children, it is not in our budget to let our kids just, you know, kind of make that decision and waste food. So we have decided, this was a decision my husband and I made together ahead of time, not at the dinner table when we're trying to do all this for the first time. We decided that when our kids got to a certain age, and for us it was around 2.5 years old, we decided that if they refused to eat what they had on their plate and they did not want to eat anything else, that we would save that meal. We would refrigerate it, wrap it up, seal it up, whatever we need to do, save it, and then we would let them know, if you choose not to eat it at this meal, this is what you're going to be given at the next meal. So for example, if they didn't want to eat their dinner at bedtime or before bedtime, or they only ate part of it, we would wrap it up, stick it in the fridge, and then the next morning we would say, well, you chose not to eat this last night, so you're going to have this morning, and then when you're finished with this, you can have fill in the blank, whatever it is everybody else is eating. Now, a lot of people are going to be like, whoa, put on the brakes, Monica, this is too hardcore. But I'm going to tell you that this worked. This worked for us. We have adopted all 4 of our children, and they came to us at different ages, and they had different food habits than what my husband and I have, and different, you know, I don't want to talk badly about what they were fed before because I don't know, but I knew how I wanted them to eat, and I knew what I thought was the best diet for them to be healthy and to be happy, to have a healthy body, and to help prevent diabetes and other diseases that certain things that can be prevented, like type 2 diabetes. So it's very important to me. It's very passionate. It's why I created this YouTube channel, and I'm like going on and on, I know, but it's important enough to me to establish the boundaries and say, Mom and Dad we make the menu. We make the menu. We give you things that are yummy and tasty and healthy, things that your body needs to thrive. So let's see here. You know what? I have my last note. I'm going to leave you with this. Trust me, if your kid only takes a few bites of dinner at dinner time and they fuss and they choose not to eat anymore, trust me, they will not starve until breakfast. I promise you, they will not. They will not. And when they are hungry, they will eat. And I said I was the last thing, but it leads me to one more thing. I can't stop. The thing is, stop overfeeding your kids snacks. If you cut back on the portions or cut back to just one snack in addition to your 3 meals a day, they're ready to eat at dinner time. They're more interested in trying new things. So I'm going to leave you with that. My husband's telling me I need to wrap it up. But thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Monica Says. Thanks so much. See you next time.